So right now I am watching a never before seen match. Bret Hart versus Hakushi in a steel cage match from 1995. So WWE's Vault YouTube channel put this match up. By the way, that's the best YouTube channel, WWE Vault, where they post old content because sometimes they post things that have never been seen before. So that's why I'm watching this match right now. So Hakushi is making his way to the ring first. They're using the old blue cage. The WWE used to do cage matches in this funny looking blue cage instead of the cage structure they use nowadays. So this was a dark match that took place in Evansville, Indiana. So it was never televised. Hakushi looks cool. I mean, he has these tattoos that have all this writing all over his body. And I believe he's still an active wrestler, I think. I mean, pro wrestlers are a special breed. What can I say? Now, I'm assuming Bret Hart is going to win this match, mainly because Hakushi was never really like a main event star in the WWF or WWE. Here comes Bret. Here he comes. And this is 1995. So, Bret was one of the biggest stars in the business at this time. He had been world champion before. And he was widely regarded as one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. I mean, if you think about, this is 1995. 1994, Bret Hart faced Owen Hart in what many think is one of the greatest matches in WrestleMania history. And then on top of that, he won the title later in the show. Okay, the match has started. Bret Hart and Hakushi are in the steel cage. Bret Hart lands an elbow. He's got Hakushi in the corner now. Landing punches. Headbutt by Bret Hart on Hakushi. Now I'm expecting Bret Hart to destroy Hakushi here. Oh, he just raked Hakushi's head on the top rope. Bret Hart is a huge fan favorite. Oh, big shot by Hakushi drops Bret Hart. Ooh, rake of the eyes by Hakushi on Bret Hart. Irish whip by Hakushi on Bret Hart. Oh, double clothesline by both guys. Both guys are down in the middle of the ring. Hakushi's got cool ring attire too. Just plain white pants and plain white boots. Stark contrast to Bret Hart, who always wears the pink and black. Bret Hart is back to his feet. He's climbing the steel cage now, trying to escape. Could win the match that way. He doesn't have to pin Bret Hart. By the way, there's no referee in the ring. So I guess this is one of those steel cage matches where you can only win by escaping the cage. There's no ref. Oh, Hakushi's up. He drags Bret Hart down. Back into the ring. Shot by Hakushi drops Bret. And big knee to Bret Hart's chest. And Hakushi is standing. Hakushi is now scaling the cage, looking to escape, but Bret Hart is recovering now, and he gets up and punches Hakushi right in the quad and knocks him down back into the ring. Now Bret on the middle rope, now on the top turnbuckle, climbing the top of the cage. He's got one leg out. Hakushi grabs on. Oh. Big chop to Bret Hart's head. Another big chop to Bret Hart's head. They're both standing on the top rope now. Oh, they're battling on the top rope here. Oh, Bret Hart pushes Hakushi down to the mat, who lands flat on his back. Bret Hart in control here. He's going to try to escape the cage again. He's got one leg out again. And Hakushi holds onto his other leg, pulls him back, right back into the ring. Man. So far, it's a competitive match. You know, they're not making Bret Hart look a million times better than Hakushi or anything. Big chop by Hakushi on Bret in the corner. Another chop. And Hakushi, Irish whip to the other corner. Oh, Bret hits real hard and is now on his knees. And Hakushi starts to climb. He's on the bottom rope, now the middle rope. He's trying to escape the cage. And Bret lands a shot to the kidneys. And Hakushi's back in the ring. Big bulldog by Bret Hart on Hakushi. Both guys laying flat on the mat now. Hakushi even has writing on his face. He's a very unique looking character here. Now Bret Hart is trying to escape through the door. They've opened the door of the cage. And he's trying to escape. There is a ref on the outside who has the door open. But Hakushi's holding on to Bret's legs, so Bret can't escape. Kick him off, Bret. Let's go. Oh, no, but it didn't work. Hakushi is now standing. Come on, Bret. Oh, Tim White is the referee standing on the outside. I believe Tim White has since passed away. But he was a very entertaining referee back then. Oh, Hakushi, almost like a Bronco Buster to Bret Hart in the corner. Bret Hart flat on his back. Now Hakushi is crawling. The crowd's getting worried. They're thinking Hakushi might have a chance of winning this thing now. Hakushi's back on his feet. He's climbing the ropes. He's on the bottom, now the middle rope. Bret is in the opposite corner, seeing him climbing, trying to escape the cage. Oh, Bret, now he knocked down Hakushi, who's back in the ring. Big DDT by Bret on Hakushi. There you go, Bret. Now Bret, trying to get out of the cage where the door is. He's got half of his torso out, but Hakushi's holding onto his legs and drags him back into the ring. And referee Tim White closes the door again. And Hakushi, big slam on Bret Hart in the middle of the ring. Now it looks like Hakushi is crawling towards the door of the cage. Referee Tim White opens the door so Hakushi can crawl out. Crowd is getting scared that Bret's going to lose this thing. And Hakushi. Oh no, he and Bret Hart grabbed hold of his leg and pulled him back in the middle. Oh, big headbutt to the midsection of Hakushi by Bret Hart. Now Bret, oh, he's got a second wind here. He's on the top turnbuckle. He's got one leg out of the cage. But Hakushi also back up. And he's trying to hold on to Bret's leg and right arm. All right, now Hakushi and Bret. You know, Bret is half of his body's outside the cage. Hakushi's trying to drag him in by his hair. Hakushi's on the top rope as well. So he's got a chance of escaping. Bret's body's now draped across the top turnbuckle. Oh, now he's in the Tree of Woe. Hakushi's got him in the Tree of Woe here in the corner. And he's stomping him. And big drop kick by Hakushi on Bret, who is still tied up in the ropes there. So he's like upside down in the corner. Referee Tim White opening the cage. Tim White. Oh, Hakushi has 1 foot out the door. That's not enough. Bret drags him back in. I'm surprised they're letting Hakushi look like an equal here, but this is a dark match, so I guess that's why. Backbreaker by Bret Hart on Hakushi. Now Bret back to his feet. He's on the middle rope. He might be going for his signature. Oh, he went for his signature elbow drop or knee there, but Hakushi moved out of the way. Now Hakushi climbing the ropes. He's on the top rope. Looks like he's going to land a move on Bret, who's laying flat in the middle of the ring. Goes for a diving headbutt, but Bret moves out of the way. Bret. Oh, inverted atomic drop. Big clothesline by Bret on Hakushi. Looks like we're nearing the end here. Bret now climbing the ropes, top turnbuckle. He's got one leg out of the cage again, but Hakushi grabs onto his right leg, holding him inside the cage. Drags him back in. Now Bret and Hakushi both in the cage. And Bret is back in the ring, flat on his back. Hakushi stomping him. Now Hakushi. He's on the top rope. Looks like he's trying to escape the cage here. And Bret Hart is coming after him. He grabs Hakushi's tights, clubs him in the back, and Hakushi is back inside the cage in the ring, and Bret is landing punches on him in the corner. Let's go, Bret. Bret Hart, Irish whip to Hakushi. Hakushi reverses, and Bret Hart goes chest first into the top turnbuckle in the opposite corner. Hakushi now crawling to the corner. Looks like he's going to try to escape the cage. Yep. He's on the middle rope. Now the top rope. Hakushi looking exhausted. He's got one leg outside the cage. Bret Hart is coming after him. Oh, Hakushi has both legs outside the cage now. He could just drop to the floor. But instead, Bret is pulling him in. Huge superplex off the top turnbuckle by Bret Hart on Hakushi. And now both guys are laying flat in the middle of the ring. The end must be near after that move. Bret Hart obviously has the advantage here after that huge superplex. Basically pulling Hakushi outside the cage, back inside the cage with that. Now Bret crawling towards the door of the cage. Yeah, it's looking like he's going to win. Referee Tim White opens the door. Bret now. He's got his head outside. Oh, he's got his whole, half of his body. His whole body's outside the cage. His feet hit the mat. Bret Hart has won the match. Bret Hart wins the steel cage match against Hakushi. So that match, it was all right. I mean, it is a dark match after all, but it's fun to watch. You know, it's a relic from a different era. It was really basic stuff. They didn't do a whole much. It was mostly just taking turns trying to escape the cage, I guess putting on a show for the live crowd. And they knew no one would ever see the match, I guess, until now, because of WWE's Vault channel uploading it onto their YouTube channel. All right. Well, I would say that was an okay match, and hey, Bret Hart won, so it wasn't like terrible or anything. It was just really average. But thank you for watching.